Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you what a typical day in the life looks like for me, or I guess more so a morning in the life. But I am a toddler mom. I'm in my third trimester. I'm a director at work. I run a marketing business on the side. My life gets a little bit chaotic at times with everything that's going on. So I want to show you what a typical morning looks like and how I kind of break everything down to make it all happen. This day I ended up waking up around 6 just naturally because I don't know, this pregnancy, I just seem to have more energy towards the end. It's weird. It's not, I know that's not textbook, but here we are putting together my breakfast, which actually ends up being my first breakfast. And then while I'm putting that together, I'm usually cleaning up anything that needs to be cleaned up, picking up toys off the floor, wiping down the counters, things like that. But I listened to an awesome podcast recently about women's health, and I've been a nutrition coach for 7 years, professional trainer for 10 years, been focused on health and wellness and all that. So that's a passion of mine. So when I heard that women's cortisol spikes within usually 30-ish minutes after waking up, I was like, okay, I need to start doing something. And ever since eating a little bit earlier, I've seen such a change in not only just my mood and my energy levels, but honestly a huge shift in my mental health. I'm definitely one of those women that I struggle with my mental health during pregnancy. So my last pregnancy, at least after I gave birth and I was in my postpartum period, I actually felt really good and I felt very blessed for that. But pregnancy is just something that I struggle through as far as mental health. So I am very much loving eating that like early breakfast, and then I eat again with my toddler once she wakes up. So I make a little bit of tea or something with caffeine. I'd prefer if it was coffee, but honestly, we take what we can get because I am having a lot of heartburn these days. But I eat and do that while I'm doing my prayer journaling. I find that doing prayer journaling makes me actually do the prayer. If you're someone who prays as well, have you ever noticed that you start your prayer and then you just get kind of caught up in other thoughts and what you're going to do for the day and finances and what am I going to do with my clients, and you just start kind of going off into space. So I have found when I actually write it down, I actually end up doing my prayer like completely from front to back. So I've been doing this in the morning and at night, and it's truly helped me just have a good mental space. My sweet husband is usually around in the mornings as I'm getting ready, so it's cool to kind of connect with him in the mornings, and then he heads out for work. I also have some marketing clients. Like I said, I do a marketing business on the side outside of work, and so here I am just working on a couple pieces of client work. I do a lot of social media and stuff, so I try to set aside a little bit of time for that every morning just so I can feel prepared for the week ahead. And then after I've done that sort of like morning self-care routine where I've taken care of some of my business stuff and taken care of just getting my mind ready for the day, that's when I go and get ready, because I know that I'm on a clock, I'm on a timer. If you're a mom, you know that anytime the baby or the toddler or your child is going to wake up, and from there your day is going to go 1,000 miles a minute and just pretty much not slow down. So this is where I just get ready and do my makeup, do my hair. I like to do a little bit of something just to feel confident and feel good going out into the world. This is also a time for me that if there's any type of content I want to listen to, this is the perfect time for that. So I'll listen to a podcast or a YouTube about something that's just going to put me in a positive headspace for the day. So usually just more like uplifting content, or sometimes it's just music. And honestly, sometimes I get ready in complete silence because silence is a rarity and it's a treasure around here. I've shared my busy mom 10-minute makeup routine in another video that's on my channel here. So if you're interested in what I actually do for my makeup, you can go to that. I've been doing that for a while because I learned postpartum, like I gotta put time aside for myself, and I also have to have a routine that is easily replicated for each day and also isn't going to take forever. And I also have a quicker like 5-minute routine for when I'm super rushing to get out the door, and I film that too. I'm probably going to post that within the next couple weeks, or I might just keep it as backup for when I go into labor and might not be able to make a video that week. One super important thing I've learned about being a mom and an entrepreneur at the same time is that I have to be super intentional with how I spend each hour in my day. And I've learned that compartmentalizing everything helps a lot. So I do all my YouTube work on a certain day each week. I do all the work for my marketing clients on a certain day each week. So then I know if I'm looking at just like a basic weekly schedule ahead of me, I know what I'm doing on which days. And that has been an absolute game changer with just keeping my mind organized and my tasks organized. After I do all my makeup, I get dressed, find something that fits. Like, let's be honest, ladies. If you know, just nothing fits. So get ready and then go get my sweet little baby. So she wakes up usually around, I would say 7:45-ish, 8, sometimes it's 8:30. I try not to let her sleep in too much, but then I let her play in her crib. She really loves playing in her crib, and actually if I go get her too early, she will cut me off and be like, no, mommy, I'm not ready. So I let her play for a little bit, listen to her sing her songs, and then we head downstairs to make breakfast. And that's usually something high protein. I always give her at least one protein option. So sometimes it's cottage cheese, sometimes it's eggs, sometimes it might be both. There might be yogurt in there, usually some type of something yummy. This day was so funny because I did not give her those goldfish. They were on the counter and I just didn't notice they were there from the day before, so she just grabbed them and started eating them. So here she is having a protein pancake and some cottage cheese. And again, this is my second breakfast, so I'm having like a couple bites of cottage cheese here and a couple other little things, because then we are going to have to get a little more breakfast later. Ran out of eggs this day, but you know I'm still gonna get my nutrients in, because if I don't, I am gonna be starving by the time I've been at work for just an hour, and then that turns everything into just not a good time. So usually as I'm eating and doing all the things at the same time, I'm also packing her snack, which again is usually some type of protein, some type of fruit, some type of cracker or something crunchy to give her just different textures in the day. And I pack enough snacks that will hold her over at her little school, is what I call it. She comes with me to work, but I give her enough to last until we're gonna come back home and do the whole lunch thing right before her nap. And then I gather all my supplies. I pack her bag, I pack my bag. Back when I was breastfeeding, I was packing the breastfeeding bag and a cooler and all these things, but just pack up my little bags and then head out the door. What are you singing, Bubba's? So we ran out of eggs at the house, and I like to have a lot of protein for breakfast. A lot, I mean 20 to 30 grams, but I like to have that to start my day, just so that my brain and my body are geared up and ready to go for all the things that I have to do. So when we're in a quick little pinch and gotta get to work, sometimes I'll go by Chick-fil-A. So today we're gonna go by Chick-fil-A, get some chicken minis, and call that the rest of our breakfast, so that we can have enough nutrients at least until we can get home for nap time and do the whole lunch thing.
This is secret.
Now we are heading back from work. I worked for about 3 hours in person. I do a lot from home as well, just because I have the flexibility to do so, thank goodness. But we're heading home and we're gonna do the whole nap thing. So just to be 100% transparent, I'm not gonna film that because it's just like a whole ordeal. It usually takes like up to 30 minutes. We'll do the little lunch thing super quick. We've kind of been snacking a lot, so we're good. Then I'll put her down. She will sleep for probably like a 2-hour nap is usually what I expect, and then I can get a good amount done in that time. That's when I do a lot of my business stuff. So I run a marketing business. I spend a handful of hours on that each day. And so her nap time is really when I take advantage of finishing the tasks that I need to do for my job as a director of a program, and also working on some of my business stuff because I have some clients that I do marketing for as well. But yeah, so this is kind of like where the day dies down. After she wakes up, we typically will do we'll go to the park, or we'll go on a little outdoor adventure, go on a walk or go see family or hang out with friends. What, baby? It is a bus. You are so smart. And then we usually start winding down, do the whole dinner thing around 6:30, 7, and then put her to bed around 8. So not much else exciting in the day, I guess, besides when we go to the playground and plan little things out. But I wanted to give you a glimpse of what it looks like as a super busy new mom who is dealing with all the things at the same time and working and business and all that. So I hope that this was inspiring. I hope that if you have big dreams, you're out there chasing them too. And I'm always here to cheer you on. And I hope you have a great day.